What's up, fish keepers? It's your boy, Night Rider. It is now that time of the week, shipping fish. This is probably the only 4 weeks that it's cold in this area. It's cold here so often. I've got one jacket to rule them all. You know, it seems like a long time ago, I pulled into Petco and asked them if they would buy my extra shrimp. The super young kid that worked there told me that they don't buy anything but from the suppliers and that they would take any surrendered fish. And then I was like, how dare you? I would never surrender my fish. All I could think was they were gonna put fish in the sump. It's gonna share all the water with all the other ones. Do they have a surrendered fish tank? I didn't see one. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. But anyways, little did Petco know that I knew that the internet existed.
It was that conversation that convinced me to figure out how to ship fish. And in hindsight, I think maybe the employee should have tased me, pulled me to the back and strapped me to a straitjacket like they do to card counters at casinos because I had cracked the code. I smiled, I bought some Mickey Mouse platties, I koala clapped the nematodes right out of their gut and waited until they made me uncomfortable with how thick and hungry they looked. Then I sold them online, 3 times the cost Petco had them listed. You might have won the war, Petco, but I got my ham sandwiches.
But when people are doing well, they get an abundance of fish, and some people freak out and they might throw them in the stream, which is, you know, you don't want to do. A less crucial option, I think, would be just giving them away. But the World Wide Web exists. The opportunities are endless. People want your fish. I want your fish. So right now, we're pulling into Home Depot, and there's only one thing you need from Home Depot, given that you had packing tape. So let's go ahead and get that. Let's do it.
Much like a baby sea turtle, I always know where to go in the halls of Home Depot. It's just a matter of time before I get backed into the corner by a contractor. He looks at my hands and tells me, "You got soft hands, brother." And then I'll have to reply that these hands aren't soft, they're wet from fish. All the way at the end of this aisle, I like to pull out these styrofoam blocks, like to check the corners, because broken corners are going to show up to whoever opens this package. Everyone wants an SUV, but people will avoid you with the same amount of terror if you're inside a minivan, and it's the Swiss Army knife of vehicles.
When you're moving this styrofoam in a standard size sedan, obviously you can't do the large pieces of styrofoam, but what you can do is stack these panels, and you can stack 3 packs per vehicle. You can kind of shimmy, you use the floorboard, 2 in the passenger, 1 across the bench in the back. It's nice having a minivan, small enough to fit in your garage, so you can load everything up in the garage, regardless of the weather. You get a pretty good minivan for cheap, used. They associate them with moms. You're a fish mom now. I often think about South Florida, where you can just kind of roll up to any freshwater body. I imagine you pull your net out and it's just tons of mollies and the fish that I want that are invasive, fish that are native that I want. The mosquito fish are deep asleep in the cold water. Got bluegills here. I don't think it's legal to grow them for pets. I think you're supposed to grow them for food. I might be incorrect about that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make big tubs, grow brim, and feed people. It's freshwater crawfish that I would never recommend eating. They're always nestled in these ponds that are cradled in neighborhoods, and people like to weed and feed their lawn. They're weed and feeding their crawfish. Probably going to stay with the neocaridina, as they can take some minerals in their water. I roll forward and then I'll hit somewhere where it's $200 to $500 for me to get over that hump. Right now, I think I need probably a new surge protector, 12 new heaters, 6 new lights, and immediately that's going to be a $300 chunk, and that's fine. The fish room does pull more than enough in. But doing this juggling of the finances, waiting to inhale before I exhale as this fish room assimilates, is kind of been growing. But yeah, the rhythm of switching back and forth, setting up tanks, editing videos, and then going back and shipping fish. When I have it set like that, one bites into the other almost all the time. That might just be the way the flow goes right now. We got the item that I run out of the most. It's about 9 p.m. The house is quiet, not even a mouse. So it is time to start cranking out the fish. I believe we have 6 orders today. The first thing I check is the temperatures for all the order. So if I ask to hold, I usually come in at the last minute and I'm like, ooh, can I hold? Someone is determined to have their fish still sent. I can still put it together in the morning. And I put a fresh heat pack in. it's 72 hours. I would prefer the 96, but the 72 tend to work great. They're still hot 8 or 9 days later inside that cube. They'll still have a little bit of warmth. There is a graph of how hot these run, and the 96 continues to kind of be a sweetheart because it doesn't spike as high as the other ones. It's just this low heat that I think would be best. Yeah, I just get priced out of that, and I have to take price into consideration because I definitely would want as many people to have access to my fish as possible. I've been sticker shocked by the price of shipping sometimes, so I know other people have. I also get sticker shocked by super high prices and free shipping. Because it's like, okay, $90 for a pair of fish and the shipping's free. Okay, that's fine. You massaged it in there somehow. I'll buy another $90 pair of fish and that shipping is going to be the same price. You're making out double. And I guess that's what you calculate in a free shipping, but it's like, I never feel good about those purchases. I need to make an option on my website where we do $45 overnight FedEx shipping and get acquainted with that. But tonight is USPS Box 4. We have no reason to go to the medium flat rate or the large flat rate. Sometimes you could even do small flat rate if you're just sending snails or fry or something else, and really mild weather as well. That helps. The snails are pretty hardy. Everything else is farty.